So here we go, welcome to another edition of Game Day. It's another away day on a Tuesday night, a long trip to Cheltenham at the Johnny Rock Stadium as Town look to record their first win of the season. Let's get into the ground, let's get the sights and the sounds, and then we'll speak to the fans after the game. Can Town get their first 3 points? Let's wait and see.
Welcome into the Johnny Rock Stadium. We've just over 5 minutes to kick off. Let's go through the season's lineup. A warm welcome to those of you who may see Chris from Ipswich who's with us this evening.
I told you. Didn't I?
Right, it's George and Carl. We're at the Cheltenham game at the end of it, and disappointing result for Ipswich. It's annoying, we dominated the first half and we should have really got a second to go on, but we didn't take the opportunities.
We're in for a tense 3.5 hours home. Trying to be the Mystic Mike like I usually am.
Yeah, the idiot predicted we were going to go 2-1 down just as before they scored, so he's got a quiet night on the way home.
So I'll be keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But again, it's fine margins in these games. You know, you look at the Burton game. If we score that penalty, it's 2-0, different game. Same with Macaulay Bonne tonight. I mean, he's done well to lift it over the keeper, but he's got to score it from there on in. And these fine margins are going against us at the moment. And it's all right. We keep saying it's going to click eventually, but it has got to click eventually. And the longer they have this losing, drawing mentality, the worse it's going to be.
But I mean, on the positives, we had, Edwards was on fire, Burgess was fantastic, and that's what we needed at the back. And I think once we get the other centre half in place, I think we'll be a different task at the back.
Yeah, I mean, the 16 players, it's going to take time to gel, and I think it's important we don't forget that.
There were signs where good little combinations that were going on, but just not enough to win the game.
Yeah, is what it is, mate.
And sad Ipswich fans carry on for another season.
Hi there, it's Boomers, part of the KOA lot, and my voice sounds a bit different than it normally does because I've just been shouting obscenities for the last half an hour. So, where are we at then? 6 goals conceded after 3 games in the league, 1 point, none of us what we expected, but I think what's there is clear to see. We can't defend long throws, clearly, and it's cost us tonight. It's a game we were completely in control of with half an hour to go. Passed the ball around lovely, and then just started to collapse. What's most worrying is Paul Cook not changing anything. There was clear to see what the threat was going to be from Cheltenham, how they tweaked their plan slightly in the start of the second half, and we did nothing. And it's cost us dear. There was clearly lots of good to come from this first half. I mean, we can't forget about that, and a good goal from Matt Penny and Edwards and Harper looking clean and crisp. But at the end of the day, it should be seen as an embarrassment to come here and lose, because when you 1-0 up with half an hour to go and you're one of the favourites to win the game in the first place, you shouldn't be throwing it away. But that's what we did. 2 games at home now, one against MK Dons and one against Wimbledon, the real Wimbledon. And you've got to say that a win at least out of those 2, and realistically it's got to be 4 points or more, because otherwise it's an uphill task already, and let alone the top 2, the top 6 is going to start becoming a gap. But I'll stop now because I'll start swearing and Ross will have to start this again, so let's wrap it up now.
Mike. I'm Mike.
I'm Mark. There we go, cutting each other off now. Right, Mike, I'll let you get your grievances.
Why did we lose that game?
2 throw-ins, mate. Defending long throw-ins.
I don't understand. I know we're trying to. I'm sick of hearing now that we need time to gel. That team out there today were bossing it the first half. We should have been 2 or 3 up. We should have taken control of that game and killed it off.
I'd say the same for the other 2 games. It's defensive mistakes that cost us, and goals change games. You go up the other end, Bond, I think he may have dislocated his finger, I think Stewie was saying. You know, if he buries that chance with 2-0 and we're all going home happy. It's not acceptable, but it's understandable.
It's not acceptable. That was poor. That second half was like they didn't turn up.
But it's understandable. It's a whole group of players that never play together, and there's still 7 players out who aren't in that team.
No, I disagree. We were bossing that first half. We should have been 2 or 3 clear. Yeah. We should have killed the game off by half time.
That's where.
But we didn't, games, right? Though, isn't it? But their crowd started to get behind their team, and you could see it. We were going quieter and quieter as fans, and we could hear them getting louder and louder and louder. And as they got louder, we fell back further and further and further. And these throw-ins were coming in. It was pathetic. We were just like lost children, fucking running around after men.
Yeah, that's Burgess' first game. He's come in.
You have to bleep that bit out.
Burgess had a medical on Saturday, come straight into the team.
He did absolutely well.
Yeah, and he was fantastic.
It was amazing.
There's only so much you can do when there's probably, you know, Penny, he scored the goal, great goal. But again, Coulson's there to push him. Wolfenden, I think Edmondson comes straight in for him. And KVY wasn't there. I know KVY was on the bench and had a poor game.
I don't think KVY's been playing very well anyway.
But it's going to take time. It is going to take time. And I don't think people realise how long it's going to take.
That was like it was a mini collapse, wasn't it? Just like once they got momentum, we just fell apart.
I've said to the lads, we all wanted this change of these players. We probably could have kept the same group of players we had from last season and won all 3 of those games. Yeah. But the change we wanted, we've got a new manager, new owners, a whole group of new players that we didn't want here, past their best, past the sell-by, journeymen, people like that. This is going to take so much more time. It doesn't click overnight. If you want us to win in 3 games, then you can have Chambers, Scouse, Freddie Sears, Alan Judge back. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's going to work. The team that went out there tonight, when Cheltenham come down to Portman Road, will be completely different. They'll be so much more confident, clicking and engaged.
Against
and we're going to win that
against
game
Burton, right? I accept that we lost against Burton. It just seemed like a freakish, you know. We missed the penalty, they scored theirs, and I walked away from that game thinking like, that just don't feel like we actually lost that game. I don't know how we did, but this was just.
But it was an Ipswich loss, wasn't it?
It was a typical Ipswich defeat. Yeah, we just lost it, and I thought new players. We just. Yeah,
I'll say what I'll say what I said again. It's not acceptable, but it's understandable for me. It won't be for everyone, but for me it is.
This is going to be a hard season.
It'll be fine, Mike.
Do I have to pay for every single game?
Keep the faith. Have you got one on you? You ain't got one of them pin badges on your hand?
No, keep the faith one.
No. All right then. This is journey home then.
Yeah, it's a long way home.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark and Joseph, Abergavenny based Ipswich Town fans. We've travelled up today. This is Joseph, he plays for Cheltenham Town Academy, but we are mad Ipswich Town fans. The performance looked promising first half, scored a goal early on, great strike from Penny. Macaulay Bond should have had a second goal. At that point could have been a different game. However, second half, long throw, long ball, we bottled it, we were physically out-battled, and I think we only had 1 shot in the second half. It was a really poor performance. With the exception of Edwards, there wasn't a great deal else, was there? What do you think, Joe?
They were bigger than us in the first half. We were good, and then we just deflated. Now I think we have to do better in the future, otherwise we're not going to get promoted.
Thoroughly agree.
So there we go. Town's search for their first win of the season continues with a 2-1 defeat here at Cheltenham at their Johnny Rock Stadium, which is very dark now, as you can see behind me. Thanks to all the fans who spoke to me after the game in different locations because of lighting reasons and also getting kicked out of the stadium. But Town's search for their first win of the season continues. MK Dons travel to Portman Road this Saturday. Safe journey home to everybody, and I want to go off to bed. But hope you enjoyed game day and speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.